Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Forgotten Camel, and I am here to bring you a gamer's opinion of the upcoming game, Fallout 4. Now, before we begin, this is borrowed footage from Bethesda. Of course, obviously, that's everyone else who is given this has borrowed it. But I just wanted to let you know, because I want to be a little more respectable. I have not mentioned that in my previous videos, but I am now. Okay, so I have three things to talk about you today, and that would be more explosions, the voice acting, and also the COD-like Fallout 4. And what I'd like to start with is the explosions. Now, if you remember in Fallout 3, they had exploding vehicles and also nuke. Well, there wasn't as much in Fallout New Vegas, I can tell you that. There was this fun part with the boomers, but really, it wasn't much. And it was only one time, which was quite unfortunate. Also, well, I have to say I was pretty much impressed with the trailers, and especially in explosions. They're bringing back the exploding vehicles. There's a nuke. It looks like in the last part of the E3 trailer, there's a nuke, and also a flying ship that pretty much explodes. Well, I don't think it explodes, but it definitely goes down crashing in flames, and that really, I love that. It's all Michael Bay-like, except in a good way. So I'm pretty satisfied with the explosions right now. And next, well, people don't really like parts of the trailers because it's COD-like. And this mostly has to do with the sprint, the melee. You know, you get the melee with a gun this time around, which actually makes sense to me. And also the crosshairs. Now, I haven't played COD in a while, so I don't really remember. But I think there were different types of crosshairs for the Call of Duty games, but I've mostly been playing CS or Counter-Strike games, and technically the crosshairs remind me more of that than the Call of Duty. Now, widening crosshairs when you're running, they didn't necessarily have that in Fallout New Vegas. I would prefer they do have crosshairs like that, but a different style of crosshairs, because those kind of seem plain in the Fallout game. Yeah, I like that the crosshairs just open as you move around or shoot. That way you can tell whether you're going to hit your target or not, because sometimes you don't, and you can't tell even when your crosshairs are touching the enemy in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Next is the sprint, and let me tell you, they brought this to Skyrim, okay? I like the sprint. It should stay there. It was pretty much broken on Oblivion. I was annoyed by the fact that you could run faster than a horse in Oblivion. Of course, it's possible to do that in real life, but you could pretty much outrun your enemies, like, almost every time. I kind of still play Oblivion in that it's so in that regard, but it's just way too easy to exploit things in Oblivion, which is why I like Skyrim better. And now they're bringing the sprint to Fallout, which I greatly appreciate, but because Fallout New Vegas was huge and you had to walk for forever sometimes, and I prefer there being a sprint, especially in Fallout 4, because it's twice as big as the one in Fallout New Vegas, as I'm told. And so yeah, definitely a sprint. I'm happy. Okay, so I think I've been rambling a lot about the COD, a little too much, but I still have one more thing. It's the grenade count. They added a grenade count to the game, and I'd like to say I'm okay with that. I don't really see a problem, but it's on the right part of the screen. It has, I had no idea why, but what I would be more interested in seeing in Fallout 4 is the equip function. Like, you could be equipped with a pistol, a rifle, or 2 rifles, and some grenades. Maybe even a knife. That way, for the quick equip. Like, you have them all holstered, but you can quickly bring them out. Instead of the quick equip option, to where you just equip another gun that you set up from your Pip-Boy, because it's kind of cheatsy to me. I would much prefer a little more difficulty in the Fallout 4 game, and that seems like it would be more difficult. Also, I'd prefer with the Pip-Boy option, if you're trying to equip another weapon, that instead of time just stopping, time keeps moving, or at least slowing down. That way, when a Deathclaw is having you, you don't have much time to be on a Pip-Boy. It adds to the realism, and that part always felt cheesy to me as well. So hopefully they're just going to add something to make it a little more difficult, a little more real in that regard. Okay, so lastly, I'd like to talk about the voice acting, or the voiced characters. Now, people are really worried about this. A lot of people are complaining, saying that they ruined the game by adding the voice acting. I don't really adding the voice character, but I don't really care that much. I like the fact that they're putting the voice characters, but I do not like that there are only 2 voice characters, and that is 1 male and 1 female. It makes sense that they don't have, because it would cost more money, more time, but I'd really, really love it if they have more voice acting for the main character, so I just don't have to choose one, because the male voice character sounds awfully white to me, and what if you want something with an accent, or maybe someone who's foreign? That's what I kind of want in that regard. But that's pretty much it that I had to talk about the voice characters. So that's it. That's all I want to talk about. That's pretty much it. So let me give a shout to Dusk Aquari, I believe. We have partnered up. We have created this thing called The Gamer's Opinion. He's not here, mostly because I haven't recorded anything with him except for one thing. But we have created The Gamer's Opinion, and we're pretty much talking about the new games that are coming out. So he's got a couple of videos out right now. Please check him out. Also, if you haven't liked the video, please do so already. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And that's all. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Good day.